Disclaimer: the following Boundless PodTrap episode contains strong opinions that some listeners may and will find offensive. If you cannot accept or respect others with a differing opinion from yours, then fuck off.
Rolling sound.
I like turtles.
Shush!
Oh, righty. Let me see your war face.
Now, y'all ain't planning on fucking these chickens, are you?
Picture it. Sicily, 1920.
Aren't we fucking funny?
Streaming from the Midwest, right in the middle of the U.S. From Omaha, Nebraska, you're listening to the Boundless PodTrap, your entertainment podcast where we touch on all topics, from the crazy and absurd to the sacred and profane, and even the useless and unnecessary. The Boundless PodTrap knows no bounds. And now, here are your hosts.
What's happening, Boundless PodTrap peeps?
What's happening?
That wasn't just.
You didn't do it justice.
Oh, let's hear it.
It doesn't do
then.
Justin justice.
Let's hear it.
It goes, what's happening?
And that's when the listenership drops.
Oh, you got to sound like you're excited to be here. What's happening?
That sounds like an Asian school. What's happening?
What's happening?
Anyways, I'm Jeremy.
Like a Kauai style, like.
Yes.
Oh, hi,
I'm Jeremy, joined by Lonnie and Justin for episode 31.
You got to call me Justino today.
This is a good. 31 is my second favorite number.
No, 32 is probably one of my favorite.
After 69.
No, 24.
24 is one of my favorite numbers.
Hey, get out of town.
It is.
Seriously, get out. Is it really?
I got to go out of town. It is, yeah. 24, 32, 6 is my favorite number. It's my lucky number. 69.
My three top numbers are 24, 31, and 10.
No.
Yes.
Bingo.
Aha. What are you guys doing? What are you up to?
My other favorite number is your mom's. I'm up to 5'7" still. Oh, excited to do this. It's been a while since we back in studio, into the podcast, doing the thing. I went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah.
We spoke.
You did.
Yeah, that was fun. Comic-Cons are weird. I mean, like, now you have to wear the masks, which is helpful because when you're around like a lot of people, it tends to be a little stinky.
Yeah,
with that sort of environment.
B.O.
That little element.
B.O. It smells like a bag of onions.
Hey, look, you can either buy pricey mystery box or you can buy some deodorant. You got to take your pick. One of them's got to go.
Or you could buy a cheap mystery box and deodorant.
Well, you probably already have all that stuff that's in there. It's just like a magnet and a keychain.
While we're on the topic, and this is, I know offense is going to be taken, but there's no offense. Like, I think nerds are great. When I call somebody a nerd, that's not a bad thing. And I hate how people always assume that that's a bad thing. It's
whatever, like, Four Eyes.
I'm a nerd too, but it's just like when you look at these people that go to Comic-Con that are, especially for the most part, comic book collectors that are into it, they have that certain look. And I don't understand.
What do I look like?
Well, you used to be.
I would say you look like actually like a little penis.
You guys know what I'm talking about, though. Like they're usually heavy set. Yeah. They look like they haven't showered in a while. Have
greasy.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me when you're describing this?
Because I have to.
Like
figure
you're
if
going
I can
through a checklist.
Burns on the top of their foot.
Dorito stains on his shirt.
Those aren't Doritos. Those are fucking sun chips, bro.
But it's just like, no.
You in the sun, man.
If I do go to a comic
stain you up.
I go to a comic book shop and there's always like 3 or 4 of those physical featured people there. And it's like, is that just engraved in you? Like you have to like comic books if you have that kind of.
Then there's those ones who like
that's
are
not
kind
true,
of
because I fit all those categories and I kind of only like comic books.
Well, you kind of only do. You're not obsessed with them.
I mean, like I don't have greasy. I mean, oily, but that's just because it's
you know you are oily. And like when I watched Unemployed the other night, especially one of the
I was very
scenes,
oily that time.
God dang, dude, you were shiny. How were you even that like?
That was the character. He was always in baby oil.
It was crazy. And then
so I didn't deviate too far.
That wasn't a you choice. That was just a Justin choice.
Yeah, he was able to.
What if I constantly am oily?
Well, that's the thing. Like everybody got to like add more to their characters. I laid the foundation and they built to it, and he did that. And then he did this other thing where he was always tasting shit too. Like it was
not
weird.
shit, not shit directly, but
might as well have been. But no, and again, nothing against people that are like that, but it's just like, I think that's just kind of weird that majority of them have that look.
Right. By the way, you can't see our studio environment tonight, but I am literally in the dark in the corner by myself.
You are. We forgot to bring the lamp in for you.
So my side of the studio doesn't have a lamp. They're like, let's turn on the mood light, which means let's put Lonnie in the corner in the dark.
Don't do that, because I could fall asleep.
For 5 cents a day, you can also put Lonnie in the corner in the dark.
Yeah.
Speaking of in the dark, and kind of switching gears to a little bit more serious of a topic, which
means it's not going to be.
No, this is actually a serious moment for a second. I'm going to. So Shannon Spurl, aka Daphne from TNA and WCW, and it's not been 100% confirmed, but it's looking like took her own life last night. Yeah.
So that's freaking crazy, because I literally, not even 2 weeks ago, she used to be like my huge crush in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't looked her up in a while. And I looked her up, and I actually sent her a friend request on Facebook.
Well, sorry, buddy. You're not going to get it approved.
I was looking at her more for like a movie type thing, but that's freaking crazy.
She is kind of like the original, like, AJ Lee style.
Like the goth queen. Yeah. So
wow,
just one of those, a quick deviation, and we'll get back to the comedy and we'll get back to the fun for sure. But just one of those, with September being Suicide Awareness Month, fucking check on your friends you haven't checked on in a while. Check on your family you haven't checked on in a while. Make sure they're not struggling. Make sure if they are struggling, throw them a line, say you're here. With COVID not being able to see as many people as you'd like to, a phone call doesn't hurt. A text message doesn't hurt. Hey, fucker, check your mail doesn't hurt,
What if you don't like them?
I mean, I send people I don't like messages all the time.
God dang. Sorry. You can never be serious for a moment.
No,
but I mean, like, it's serious, but it's not serious. I mean, that is serious shit.
That was not serious what you said.
I mean, I have family members who are
so
yeah, like
no information's released.
Yeah, her family's being real private, which is completely understandable. A lot of the reports are just coming out. Being a wrestling fan like we all are, it's tragic. Anyone losing their life is tragic.
How old was she?
Let's see. She was born in 1975, so 25, 46.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
that
old
is
at all.
Crazy. I didn't hear that.
She's born 3 days ahead of me. 10 years before me. So she's about 30 or 46.
It baffles me, and it's obviously it's something in your head, but like I just don't. How bad does somebody's life has to be for that to be the best solution?
Yeah, and when it's the only solution.
But sometimes I don't know if people have even control over what they're doing. Maybe like things are just so bad in their head that
I mean, like
some kind of force is
being in the wrestling. I mean, people take quite a bit of bumps and stuff. I mean, there can be a chemical imbalance. It can be the stress or something, especially being like a female performer. Like you get a little bit more pressure and probably hate.
Right. Yeah. And being like, you got to think some of her character had to come from her own personality and her own, and, being a dark character, some of that darkness has to come from internally, and that's a lot to struggle with as well. So it's just one of those, to her good friends and her family and her fans and people who support her. It's rough. It's going to be rough. But, if you know someone who struggles, this is the...
Do we have the suicide hotline phone number? Just in case. I know we talked about that one time before we put it out there. Because, I mean, odds are, like you said, Lonnie, you definitely need to reach out to somebody. Even if you just even suspect that they might be depressed, reach out to them. Because I think a lot of times, that's all people really need to hear is one person.
Yeah. So many people aren't. I mean, if they're living with this little darkness or so, I mean, they don't want to reach out. But reaching out to somebody who doesn't know your whole situation. I mean, somebody who doesn't, very unbiased, who can kind of help you. I mean, they're taking little steps to help yourself, not only helping yourself, but helping the people who are around you in your circles. But the suicide hotline prevention lifeline number, it's 1-800-273-8255. That's again, 1-800-273-8255. There's crisis centers all around, provided 24/7 access.
And you don't necessarily need to like wait for somebody to say that they're going to kill themselves, because usually the people that say, and not all the time, but usually the people that say they're going to kill themselves are just out for attention.
Right.
They want that attention, but it's when somebody's quiet and distant that's when you might want to really reach out to him.
Right.
But
Well, after we get that all out of the way, back to the funnies.
yeah.
How's Scott Davis?
He's there with his arms wide open.
Not that one. The guy who got the Cosmo delivered to your place. You no longer have Cosmo, so...
Yeah, I've been very disappointed since we moved to Red Oak.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I haven't seen a Cosmo since June.
I'm missing.
Tracy's going to be severely disappointed I don't have those
She's not going to get her top 10 sex tips.
and tricks
Like, you didn't-
anymore.
We did go out to Lonnie's this past week to check out his new place, his new house, and you're saying it was haunted.
It is haunted as motherfucker, yeah.
Tell the story about the
old man.
The old man.
So yeah,
Whacking off.
So I tell people that my place is haunted, and you know I have an overactive imagination, and I'm crazy, and these are facts that people know. But ever since we've moved in, we've here like it's a 3-level house, well 4-level house including the attic. But like you'll be sitting on the main floor, which is the living room, dining room, kitchen, playroom, indoor porch, and then 2 outdoor porches.
Is it really a porch? It's like right on the edge of a roof.
That's the upstairs porch.
It's not a porch.
That's the upstairs.
I feel like even
attempt
have
at a
you even
porch.
stepped outside there?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so you didn't
why
go through.
We had to throw the carpet out there, so that's where we stood there and threw the carpet out. But
No railing. He lets a kid play out there.
Yeah.
hell yeah, gives him balls. But so like you'll be downstairs and you'll hear people walking around because it's an older farmhouse, and you'll hear people walking around upstairs, and I don't let people in my house because I really don't like you, and it's like there's no one here, but you can hear like creaky footsteps. And that's been happening the whole time. Well, one night, like you walk up, I have a split staircase, so it's like 12 steps, landing, 10 steps, and then like start of a hallway, and then you have to turn right, and there's the long section of the hallway. Well, you don't get the light switch until you make the turn to the long section of the hallway. Well, at the end of the hallway, there's a big closet without a door on it, kind of like a linen closet. And I swear the other night I walked up there and made the turn, and in that linen closet, our bedroom is right there. There was an old, super gaunt, skinny man, long gray hair, longish beard, leaning out of that linen closet, peeking in our bedroom. And Tracy and Mox were in there sleeping. I turned on the light and it disappeared. And I was like, nope, sleeping on the couch tonight. They're on their own.
I
Just left her.
Yeah,
would have
just
been
left
in
them.
there with her, having her spoon me.
Who's that one comedian? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep by the door or so, and so if anybody comes in, I'll protect you. It's like, nope. That's if there's a fire, I'm out, and you're on your own, bitch.
Right. Yeah, it was one of those things like there's nothing that seemed malicious about anything at all. But it's just it's one of those like
Just ghosts that want to. They're
just like they're hedonists. They just want to watch.
I need this.
I don't know.
Because you said you heard a couple things, or
Well, I heard something. You say I bumped into something, but I thought a Tupperware dish was thrown at me, or a Tupperware bowl was thrown at me when we were going downstairs.
we've never experienced anything like that.
And then my glasses were flipped off my head when we were going to leave.
Yeah, see, nothing
That's
like
because
that
he turned really
ever
fast.
happened.
You were
to
like,
us.
No,
you
I
were like
was
that. I
not.
saw you.
No.
No, I think his place is haunted because you know how like when you enter a room, like
Here we go.
the space,
It's not. This is going to be a bullshit joke.
the space distribution, like the air just kind of like sucks out. Like when you open the door, none of that happened. So it's fucking haunted.
Shut the fuck up. I knew it. Delete that portion.
It's legit.
Yeah, no.
It scared me.
My oldest sister and them, they moved into a new house, but their old house was haunted. And, you know, they were telling a story about like how after being there for over a year, in the middle of the hallway they found a bloody marble. And, you know, they have 4 boys, and they asked them, like, didn't you do
anal
it?
bead.
And they told them, we're not going to be mad if you did this, but if we find out later that you did this and you're not telling us now, you're going to be in trouble. And they're like, no. Well, then they found another bloody marble a few days later, or a week later, at the bottom of the steps. And then they found a third one somewhere. And we found out that the field that their house was built in, before that, it was just an empty field. And that John Jubert guy that killed boys or whatever, that's where he stashed like 2 of the boys' bodies. And it's like, man, like these boys were 12 when they were murdered by him. And it's like, well, that kind of makes sense with marbles. Kids like to play, and
You're connecting too many strings.
Well,
here.
no, they would tell so many different things that happened there. And I watched their house once when they were all on vacation, and You know, there were footsteps upstairs, the doors slamming upstairs. The 2 dogs, and both dogs in the landing of the entryway. You know, you walk in the front door and then there's a spiral step that went up the stairs. Both dogs like to lay on the tile there, and I'm watching TV, and at the same time, both dogs jumped up and they looked up the steps, and their eyes are following down. And that was the one time where I was ready to jump over the couch, run out their back door if I saw somebody. And it wasn't that I was scared of a ghost.
It's just a moth.
I was
in the window
scared of an intruder or something in the house. But yeah, like I said, the footsteps upstairs, the door slamming. My brother-in-law said he saw figures and all this stuff and crazy stuff. Like I'm kind of... Yeah, I believe in all that stuff.
Right.
But
And it's not like I said, nothing's malicious. Like little stuff will be moved. Like I know I put something here and now it's over there.
And
it's like I have a 1.5-year-old child, so it's completely understandable that he could have picked this up and moved it over there. But like, how can he take something from the middle of a table that's taller than he is and move it into the kitchen on top of a kitchen counter? Like it's just annoying little things.
They're gonna start pulling their weight around and like taking care of things. You got new roommates. You're gonna see Moxie like like flying and stuff. They're just
like, change his diaper for me, would you?
Yeah. Like he's not old enough to talk now, but is he talking?
Yeah, he says a lot of shit.
yeah, he says no every time I ask him if he wanted to go with you. He's like,
It's like
no.
my 3-year-old is kind of doing a little bit more talking nowadays, and it's like stringing sentences together. It's like, wow, right on. I mean, like the other day she had some pretty interesting ideas on like molecular combustion and like on a quantum level, and she had some striking theories that I think would play pretty smart in the consumer market, but that's either here or there. So
yeah,
Can people hear me shaking my head?
he threw his cup at me today and said, "Now." So yeah, that's about where we're at.
Now it's probably not coming back. All right, so we've got some fun topics tonight. I haven't told the boys my topic, but we've got Justin. Or Lonnie. I'm sorry, this is your topic. Well, which one should we start with?
Let's do Lonnie.
Mine's completely irrelevant.
So
is mine.
topic when he put this on us the other day, well, I guess when he said that this is what he was going to do, is going to be like right on. But shit just flip-flopped. What?
Fucking
flip-flop a week ago. New news.
See, this is crazy
on
because mine is not worthy of being the main topic, which means that it's going to be Justin's, and fuck, I don't want Justin's to be the... No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we're doing the songs tonight. We're doing
Don't say
song
Justin,
reviews.
but fuck.
So why don't we do the tracks? Why don't we do that as our main topic?
Okay, well, this was your idea, so you explain it.
Well, we can go ahead and do mine to get it out of the way, since it's probably going to be the longest of all the topics, because I did some research and it's in depth, and then just
not that any of it matters.
Not that any of it matters. I mean, it's still
per se in a world
relevant information, and it still might resolve into something. But so my topic tonight is about the OnlyFans freak out, which I dubbed the Pornhub paradox. So for those of you who aren't really into that lifestyle or pay too much attention to that,
it's a quick way to make a buck if you're a female.
It's a quick way to make some money. What OnlyFans is, it's a platform that you can go on and set a price to provide a video service, photo service, writing service, picture service to a platform of people who are willing to purchase that service per month.
I just saw like a video of an OnlyFans video. It's just like of 2 girls like slamming their butts together. It's weird, but it looks like you're just trying to make ends meet.
And Justin paid $30 for the month to see that.
Well, it wasn't initially intended as a site for adult content.
Oh, but no, it changed fast.
But it became a site, the number one site for adult
as it
content.
would. Any platform these days that has like less restrictions, it's what it's going to go to first. And if you can make your money, sex sells. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it became, the number one site for sex workers. And when I say sex workers, I mean it became a platform for prostitutes and strippers and models and porn actresses to sell their materials on this site to make an additional income. And to the people who believe that to be inappropriate, there are people who agree with you and there are people who do not agree with you. To myself and to the rest of the gentlemen in this room, the banning of adult material from OnlyFans hurt not only the sex worker trade, which is a legitimate workforce, it actually hurt people we are particularly close to, and it sucked. And
for like 2 weeks.
For what we will get into. And so basically what it was is OnlyFans decided to completely delete the adult content for the fear of losing their bank funding as part of their payment format.
I think if they thought about it, though, they wouldn't need that, because with how much transactions are going through.
So here is the story and the reasoning behind why they did what they did. So, and the reason that this is, I titled this The Pornhub Paradox, is because back in 2020, on December 4th, the New York Times released an article that was entitled The Children of Pornhub. The New York Times released this article, and the article itself was stating about...
I don't like that name.
Right. Well, really, it was how Pornhub was monetizing the basically child pornography, and they weren't doing enough to basically stop it. There wasn't enough steps in that process. So while they printed that article, Visa and MasterCard decided to do their own investigation on the process. That happened on December 4th. That article came out. And on that day, Visa and MasterCard said, okay, we're going to do our own investigation. So December 10th, 6 days later, Visa and MasterCard decided to cut all funding to Pornhub. So no more credit card transactions were allowed on Pornhub.
Did you say September 6th?
December 10th. So December 4th is when it started. December 10th, Visa and MasterCard cut all funding to Pornhub. By December 16th, so 4 days later, Pornhub had removed all content that was not verified, which was at the time 70% of all of their content on their website, because they'd lost that revenue stream because of this article printed. And they still have revenue streams coming through, but now their only source of revenue coming through to Pornhub is direct bank transfers, which is going to show up on your bank account, and cryptocurrency, which the average person is not going to have the knowledge of cryptocurrency. And the average, we'll say 40% of adult males who look at porn on Pornhub like that are either going to be married and or have a relationship status some way that they don't want found out by their partner. So they're not going to want that to be on their credit card bill. So they're not using that service. Cut to now, back to OnlyFans and why OnlyFans is facing that burden. There's multiple concerns of their banking partners showing problems, and multiple potential articles written by the BBC, or multiple drafts.
BBC means something different. What you're referring to?
Yeah, not that BBC.
Okay. British Broadcasting?
British Broadcasting Channel, yeah. Have drafted quite a few different articles about a potential article like the New York Times wrote about OnlyFans. So OnlyFans decided they had two options. Option number one, stronger verification process on all their adult performers. Or number two, cut ties with the adult content whatsoever.
Then you have nothing.
Basically. But they knew if they lost their bank funding whatsoever, that OnlyFans was done. 100% they were done. They wouldn't be able to float as a company anymore. So they decided to do the logical thing, keep what investors and what they had.
Tighten up the rules. And
not even tighten up the rules. They just decided cut porn altogether. Keep what ma and pa's they had selling, their cooking videos or storytelling and whatnot. And they would just live out. And this was supposed to go into account October 2nd. Well,
some people make a lot of money doing some weird stuff.
Right.
Like I said, like on YouTube, there's a video or a channel of like this dude just farting and everything.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, you got this on like OnlyFans, and
yeah,
you're making people pay for you to listen to hear you fart. But they
pay
get a lot of they get a lot of
hundreds of thousands of subscribers a month. Yeah. But people in America and people all over the world, we can't fight to, have safe drinking water or to do anything healthy, but we'll fight for our porn we want to pay money for. And we decided that we were going to convince OnlyFans to let us keep our pay porn. So we've spoken and we've convinced OnlyFans to take option number 1. So OnlyFans have decided to just have stronger verification process, increase the modification process, hope the article isn't that bad, that it's not as bad as the New York Times article, and that the providers decide just not to cut their funding. So it's still a potential fear that OnlyFans has that they could lose their funding. They just thought, well, if people are having this bad of a tizzy fit, that they're just going to make as much money as they can now while they can.
But the thing is, even if OnlyFans cut back all the porn stuff or whatever, there's other revenues out there that people turn to. Like, I mean, you could just go to Chatterbait.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many other sites they could go to. And the reason they were doing OnlyFans is because it was easy. They could get their money faster. I think it was like a 7-day turnover.
Yeah.
And not all of it is like nudity. I mean, it's adult content, but, you know, people just sell like bikini pictures, feet pictures.
What's her name?
Except for my feet. Nobody wants to pay those.
Oh, I got one up on you on ugly feet, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Your feet are much more interesting now.
He's got a foot and a thigh up on you.
Yeah, I got a foot, 2 feet and a thigh up on you. Who was it? It was, what's her name? Some Hollywood actress went on OnlyFans and was like, I've got hot pictures for you guys, and made like $1 million her first month and was just posting bikini pictures, and like the actual sex workers were furious.
See, and
that Daphne or Delphine, whatever.
No, she actually got naked after a while. Barely. She's on there sucking dick.
I haven't.
Then you haven't lived, my friend.
I haven't paid for anything. I'm sorry. I haven't supported.
I haven't either. I'm just a better Googler than you.
This is where I sit with OnlyFans. Like, it's great to have things like that that are easy for beginner entrepreneurs or whatever to get their work out there and possibly make money, get their name out there. And like you said, I have a lot of friends that make a lot of money off of OnlyFans. So I'm torn here, but at the same time, it pisses me off that somebody like me, and I'm going to gloat about myself for the first time, I think, on this podcast.
Not let us do it for you.
But like, I am a creative person. I will swing for the motherfucking fences with any project I do.
I swing for both sides.
When it comes to if it's professional wrestling, if it's a movie I'm making, I will put myself in fucking debt to make that movie or project happen. And if I don't make money, that's fine. In the end, I would like to make money so I can put it into the next project that I'm doing.
Or at least break even on what we've done.
I've been making movies for over 15 years now. I've been trying to do this and cut my teeth into it. I'm still cutting my teeth into it. I can't make fucking money off of anything I'm doing.
That's because you don't pander.
But
and you work for quality, and most people don't care.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It pisses me off. Then, like, people that have talent like me that can't get money that they would use to put into their next project and not pocket it to go buy a fucking BMW or anything like that. Then you have these girls that
I've paid $5 to see some buckets of yuck.
Literally
show a little side boob and get paid.
You don't have to be good looking at all. And the quality of you fucking wake up in the morning and you are topless, but you have your bed sheet covering right where your nipples at, and guys will pay fucking these girls will make hundreds of bucks off of
there's no equality,
no creativity, nothing in it, and they make all this money. So it's like, yes, part of me was happy when I heard this thing about OnlyFans. I was sad for my friends, and I will admit there's some of my friends that fall into that category of you don't put any quality into this, and it pisses me off that you're making all this money. But I also have a lot that they actually, whether they're a photographer and they are quality work that they do,
passion,
or if they're a model, but they actually work with good quality photographers and put thought into their outfits and what they're doing and everything. But so it's just like, yeah, but this goes to, it's not just OnlyFans, it's YouTube. Like, I love and despise YouTube at the same time because the wrong people are getting their 15 minutes of fame for doing nothing that takes any talent. Mm-hmm. And then we put up a fucking 36 long minute short film called One More Body. And yeah, we're almost to 1,500 views. That's 2 months ago that we released it. And it's like, in the grand scheme of things, 1,500 is nothing. I'm proud of it. But it's like, then you have this guy who he farted and he's got 18 billion views in a month because he farted and the camera was on. And it's like, okay, is that what I have to do? Do I just have to make shit quality and just video record myself ripping ass in somebody's face and I'm going to get famous over it?
That's how you get pink eye.
I know. But it's just like, and that's the thing too. It's like, I don't care what people say about this, but life in this instance with making money on a thing like OnlyFans is a lot more fair to females than males.
Absolutely.
We can't go out there. Yes, you included, Justin. Even though you did the cam thing on Unemployed. We can't go out there and post provocative, seductive pictures or just naked pictures of ourselves.
All three of us.
Money ain't gonna happen.
All three of us. We can do the mask leader.
Women can.
That's not true. Because me and you watched dudes on Chatterbait that day. And they were getting a lot of tokens for just
I don't know.
sitting
Like
there.
10 tokens is not a lot of tokens.
It's like butchers.
We didn't watch for very long, but
butchers and people on OnlyFans, they get paid to beat their meat.
But as for someone who supports sex workers,
with his own income,
who supports strippers, and who supports,
believe me, I support things like that too. But
it's
gotta be quality.
I'm not talking about my. I'm just,
addiction.
I'm talking about the work itself and saying that it should be respected as an actual work.
If people are going to put the time and
there
effort
was
into
platforms for it,
Right.
and it was sad to see it go. But like I said, us gross fuckers with tons. There's so many free ways to see boobs and vag. We just had to fight for our right to pay for it.
That's the thing. Like, I would not pay anything. Like, I mean, if it was a friend of mine to support them, yeah, I might pay to their platforms. But it's like with Google, you can get this stuff for free. I don't understand. And usually the guys that are paying for these girls' platforms or whatever, they don't know the model. It's like we said earlier. It's those guys at the comic book shop that, yeah. I mean, they're not doing it for support. They're doing it so that they can have
for support,
so their spank bank can get filled with more stuff.
True.
Which I mean, I guess God bless women for doing that. They
if they have a
beat the
chance to make their
system.
money, make their money. I mean, anybody in any.
But put quality and time into it. Don't. That's the thing too. Is like,
well, if people are going to pay for less quality, I mean, let them make their money.
But that's the thing too. Like, that's where it's a slap in the face to people like us that
It
put
sucks.
quality, because I've been told several times with my video making that I should get into filming, not
Adult
necessarily
content.
porn, but adult content like
Solos.
like solo type stuff. But this is what
The one that you filmed of me was awesome.
Yeah.
So
Here's
the one you filmed of me watching him was
I
awesome.
finished twice.
Here's where
Online.
it's a problem. These girls are not going to pay me the price. And obviously I'm not going to charge like thousands of dollars like you should when you make a video. Like, even if I was charging $100, $200 to do a 60-second to 90-second, maybe even like 3-minute long video for the girl, that's going to be professional quality that I'm going to be putting hours into, and then she's going to go out and she's going to make all this money off it. These girls they've realized, like, why would I even waste $200, even though that's very minimal?
It's cheap up
That's
front.
cheap for
You get
what they're going to make.
Your payback in a day.
They're going to make the same amount, whether it's a professionally shot and edited video or if it's from her fucking flip phone from 2006 and it's all blurry and shaky of her holding the camera down, shooting up her snatch. She's going to make the same amount of money. So that's
Call
where,
it a snatch?
Yeah, I did, just because I didn't want to call it anything
Or
else.
a box?
But it's just, that's the thing. They're not going to pay. They'll pay photographers because that's a little bit harder to try to get a good picture or something, but video,
It's not.
the pervs are going to pay the same amount regardless of the quality of it. So it's not going to help me out any if I were to start filming stuff like that. But anyways,
You feel better?
I don't. I don't. It's just,
It does kind of suck
it's
because
just
it's
irritating.
more saturated with all this like sex content, but like the stuff that's actually, well, I mean, some of it is artful. Some of it's just putting out there. As guys' brains is like, we normally don't care. We want to see something naked. It's like, ooh, I want to see more, but it's like people who are, especially these have more personal relationships as well, because you have followers, and then for certain guys who are otherwise called simps, like they feel like it's a relationship, although the person, you know, the performer is doing this with everybody. It's like you're feeding into that. You have like this one track mind, and
same thing with strippers.
Yeah. And like if they're going to be,
she talks to everybody.
If they're going to make their money, let them make their money. But it does suck because stuff like that gets oversaturated, and stuff that like what you're trying to do gets pushed aside. It's like, oh, well, shit, we don't need that.
Exactly.
I can watch a 36-minute short film or beat off in 2 minutes and go about my day. Give them the money.
What's the other minute 47 for?
Making something with garlic.
Clean up.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a shame.
that's exactly it is, and it's that's why it goes back to I think our first episode where we talked about like technology and social media. I don't necessarily think is a good thing for this world. Like it, yes, again, these platforms make it easier for people to get noticed without having to go through the proper platforms to do so. But I'd say like maybe
the culture's changed entirely. That's the thing.
One,
it's like I think discipline is far superior to anything. You can do something half-ass, easy, throw it out there, and it's like if you're of a certain class or a certain, you know, like beauty, you know, class or whatever, you're gonna get the praise for it for regardless. But if you're trying hard to work from ground zero, then you'll be pushed.
It's just, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just kind of bitter with things because I feel like I've worked really hard in the last 15 plus years. And if you notice on our board back here, I had 4 film festivals that I entered One More Body into, and we're down to 2 because the past 2 days were the deadlines for 2 film festivals that I entered into, and it got declined in both of them. And it's just like,
I expected
no reasons, nothing. Like
they don't give you any feedback because
they should, because
a bunch of
one of them I paid an entry fee, and it's like basically it was just me like, here you go, here's money. That I don't need it. I'm not getting. It's like if my movie was accepted, you should have kept that fee. But if I'm paying you this, I should get.
How much was it?
Detail. It was only $20, but still, that's
you could have used that on OnlyFans.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's just like if I'm paying you this entry fee, then I deserve a very detailed reason why my film wasn't there, and I want details from my movie to know that you watched it.
It's like you're paying for. If you're not paying for viewing, you're paying for a critique. So,
but if you looked at the ones that were there from the year prior,
shite.
It's the quality of. I'll just say the quality of ours. And the storytelling was 1,000 times better than anything else. So it's like my thing is we were overqualified. That's what I'm telling myself. But
where can you see this now?
What One More Body?
Yeah, where can you see?
You can see it on YouTube if you go to Short-E Films. That's short then space the letter E space films, and you can see One More Body for free because I am about giving people.
Oh my God, there's so much quality in this.
I'm not charging anybody to watch it. But anyways, back to the naked people and OnlyFans, Lonnie.
Yeah.
So
that's really all I had.
You know what they call OnlyFans in Alabama?
Cousins?
Family?
OnlyFams. I have a sound effect.
How long you been holding that in for?
Are you waiting for the cock?
A while. Or what about, well, what's cooler than OnlyFans?
Hand jobs?
Only air conditioners. I still don't have it up.
So I really hope you don't have a comedy page on OnlyFans because
it's gonna be a little late. But I'm still gonna. Where's it at?
We'll wait.
Thank you. Thank you guys for your patience.
Maybe the joke will be funnier when
I
the
bet
thing
it's
hits.
not. But we'll laugh like it is.
It's not in alphabetical order. Whoa! Not that one. I didn't want that one.
I would laugh.
How about we
but
skip that one?
I'm trying to stop the blood from escaping through my ears.
Well, anyway, so with I was gonna ask you, since OnlyFans was going a different direction, what say you would probably have more time with your weekends? What were you gonna be doing? But since it's not, well, continue class as usual.
Yeah, gotta.
So yeah, basically everything was for nothing. At OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
I know. Gonna be right back to
OnlyFans wasted this podcast.
That's funny. You told us about this a while ago, and I'm like, good. And then all of a sudden it changed, and we're like, oops.
My weekends were gonna be free now. Actually gonna be able to watch my son grow, but fuck.
We should start an OnlyFans for this podcast.
You're gonna watch your son grow, butt fuck.
Should be called OnlyFan. Your sister can subscribe.
Hell, that's
for you.
That's one more subscriber than I would have if I did filmmaking stuff. But all right,
Morrissey and Robert Smith's son, Jeremy Lupash.
I don't see the Robert Smith part.
It's because he's sad as well.
Oh, okay. But Robert Smith shows that
I'm
he's
not
sad with
sad. I'm
with the makeup.
That's
Monday,
the thing.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
People-
blue. Thursday, Friday, I am blue.
People
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, blue. I am blue.
People
Sad
mistake
blue.
my passion for sadness.
No.
I'm just very passionate about things, and I get irritated when
You're violently
I
passionate,
see
though.
other people.
We mistake your pessimism for passion.
Yeah, it's just annoying because, and we know a lot of people, Justin, that have gotten onto other things where they're able to do what they love to do, and it's like part of us are like,
Really?
why?
That person?
I mean,
Yeah.
I can name like 40 people off the top of my head, but anyways.
Oh, I
And
don't.
I'm happy for people. Like
Yeah.
if they can do what they want to do, that's great and stuff. And I mean, it's just
Get
you
your
know,
money. That's the main thing. Get your money. If that's, because the culture is changing. It sucks that we do have to change with it because it's not the strong that survive. It's the people who adapt. So there's certain things that we don't have to sacrifice.
So I just need to make shit quality stuff.
Yeah, you would get
To
it out
adapt-
faster.
Adapt with times.
People
Okay.
want to get their nuggets sooner. They don't want to be waiting in line.
I can make a movie for
I got
$5.
I got it.
I'm telling you, what I was saying earlier, it's like all three of us can be on OnlyFans and do like the masked masturbator. It's like, who's that guy
Probably be better.
with the burned feet?
Yeah,
You got what, Lonnie?
I got it.
Oh, dude, you could do foot jobs with that. A wet sock hand job. I know you don't like wet socks, but
Foot job.
wet sock hand job?
And the people can use their vomit as lube when they see the feet that are gross.
For those who don't have the ability of picturing what I was doing, I was just miming doing a foot job.
That's the fucking
A lot of us are.
worst. Like everybody is better for not having seen what we had to just see.
He had his mouth open and everything.
Had a cute little face on and everything.
Just don't, Justin. Don't drink out of that Coke bottle. Don't drink out of that Coke bottle, Justin. You don't know where it's been. The cook. Is that what you would yell when you're trying to get? Here comes the cook. Give me your cook.
That's what I say when I finish.
over my little toesies.
Are you ready for the cook? I'm gonna put the sex on you so good.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at them size sevens. Put the good all over my toes.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's many different avenues that you can take to help you. And like, if anybody has any advice for Jeremy, you can email him at, was it jjjlubosh@pornhub.com. He'll be glad to hear anything. So
I had a Pornhub, whatchamacallit, subscription for a little bit.
supporting your friends.
Actually, yeah, I was.
Right on.
People that actually
No.
put effort into their stuff.
Nice.
So
What do you mean into their stuff?
Effort.
into their guck.
I call that hardcore.
Effort.
Yeah.
Is guck like really? Is that a real word?
I've always used gook. Like it's gook.
He always uses
Because
the
I
gook.
really think like
I spell
that
it like
is a-
Guuk. Gook.
that is a great new word for semen. Like I've been using spunk lately,
Spunk. Yeah.
but guck is just like I feel like that's like
Spunk sounds like it's one of those things that comes from like those mom novels. Like, and then he sprayed the spunk all over the
unloaded-
step ladder.
it's
He
English.
unloaded his
It's like
spunk all over the back of my thigh.
it's from like British
Small
Columbia
flip.
or something like that. But guck is like I don't know. It sounds like it could be like something that's sponsored by Nickelodeon or like a TV show from Nickelodeon.
I have a theory about stuff like that. Like the age that we grew up on, and I feel like this holds a lot of weight, but like the age that we grew up on, like remember watching what was like the Nickelodeon stuff where
You can't say that on television.
no, not that. Where like the slime and stuff that like
Oh, Double Dare?
yeah, Double Dare. There's what was it, the advent or something like adventure. I don't know. There's a few things where like at the end, like the slime comes down on the people who lose, and it's like that people who grew up as kids in that era became the adults now who like that was satisfying.
Are okay
At the
with being bukkake?
yeah, well, at the end you get slimed on, you get gooked on, and then like because facials and stuff wasn't really a thing until like late 90s 2000s and
So
stuff
we
like
have
that.
Double Dare to thank
Yeah,
for.
Double Dare pretty much ingrained that into like the society. Like our generation popularized that. It's like we grew up getting slimed, and
Fuck,
now
what's that
I
guy?
want-
It's
14 guys jerking off on me.
What's that guy's name? Fuck. Who was the host of
Sanders?
Double Dare? No, the host of Double Dare.
Yeah, something Sanders. Is it Mark Sanders?
Mike O'Malley.
No.
Yeah.
It was Mark Sanders.
No, Mike O'Malley.
That's your priest. Mark Sanders, born Mark Berkowitz, American television personality.
We can thank Mark Sanders for facials.
Mark Summers.
We should try to get him on the podcast and think.
Is it true you're responsible for the modern day cum shot?
Well, yes, I am.
At the end,
thank you for acknowledging.
It's like everybody wins because at the people liked getting slimed on. Well, it's like you didn't lose. You lose
That's
with
not
grace.
true.
and stuff
I've
like
watched
that,
quite a few pornos where the actress did not like getting slimed on.
Do they have a recipe online? We should look to see if they have a recipe for what the slime was made on Nickelodeon, because I have a feeling that
decomposed.
That should be Justin's punishment. We just dump like a fucking 5-gallon bucket of this shit on him.
I know there's a lot of like borax recipes with like slime and stuff that people were doing. Like it's a popular thing kids do all the time nowadays.
That should be, because I feel like it's going to take forever for us to get this one punishment for him. I'm not going to have any time.
You guys want to give me a facial? Is that what you're saying?
I was thinking about driving over here if we could get Crystal to wax his asshole.
Oh, I don't want to. That's punishment for you and I. Like, Justin wouldn't care. He's had his asshole waxed before. He's told us this.
Yep.
But it would be punishment for Crystal because she'd have to do it.
Why does she have to get punished? Punishment is being married to this guy. That's every single day.
I help her out.
You do.
The best thing that happened to her.
All right. So whose topic do we want to go to next?
We can take it this way. Then we can do some musics and then actually.
Well, no, I got mine too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What is yours? I want to know what yours is before we go.
Okay.
Big Shooter, let's do yours over there. Mr. Mysterious Man.
This will be along the entertainment thing here. We'll have a discussion for each of this. But I have this, it's called Who Played It Better? I have a series of characters from movies that had multiple people play it, and I want us to discuss who we think played it best.
It doesn't count since you haven't seen.
And some of them, since some of them have like multiple people, we can also talk about who played it worse.
Like the samurai in the movie that we watched last week?
Yes. No, so we'll start out with this one. Let's start out with an easy one here. Let's start with the movie Carrie. Who played Carrie better, Sissy Spacek or Chloe Grace Moretz?
100% Sissy Spacek.
Chloe is my pick.
You are insane.
Sissy was definitely, I mean, to me, I thought both movies were great, but
Chloe has more depth. And then it helps that she has something to go.
More depth than what?
Then she had something to go off of.
Have you even seen the original Carrie?
Yeah. And
you're saying Chloe was better than
And Alyssa Milano was pretty good at it too.
I mean, Sissy.
Sequels don't count. Remakes are okay.
The thing is with Chloe, she was super attractive. And
she is very attractive.
She didn't make it seem creepy. Whereas Sissy Spacek, like, I'm not saying she's ugly, but they did a good job of making her not very attractive in this movie. And especially the part where the pig's blood gets dumped on her and just the whites of her eyes are showing.
They did blacken it up for Chloe's, didn't they? They showed more like
did because
bigger eyes.
They should have.
Now, let's throw that curveball in there. Angela Bettis, I think, was the best Carrie.
I don't think I ever seen that.
The TV miniseries, Carrie.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Yeah. I still think Sissy Spacek was the best Carrie, but I think the Bettis was the best closest to the novel Carrie. She was much more charming. She was much more unobtainable. Like her betrayal of Carrie, I think, was more Carrie than Spacek. Spacek was a much better actress.
Not an option. Moving along.
Was a much better actress, but Bettis was much more like gawky and awkward and more of the social outcast that they wanted her to be, opposed to what Spacek was. Like Spacek was just quiet and mousy and whatnot. And
but at the time, that's what made it creepy. Like when
I think if you're going for it's like because I like both of the movies. I think I do prefer the second. Yeah, Sissy is a lot more easier to bully, whereas Chloe looks like she would fit in otherwise.
Right.
But I think I just preferred Chloe's performance. But if you're going for Well, that's what I was going for. It's just performance. I mean, I guess trying to think back as far as like the mannerisms that both of them had. I mean, it was kind of a shot for shot movie, so I guess it's an easy to line it up. But I'm gonna stick with Chloe. I'm gonna be the.
Of course you are.
I gotta go with Angela Bettis. Is my.
She wasn't an option, but
you're asking the best Carrie, and I'm telling you it was Angela Bettis.
But it's what I have on paper.
Okay,
because there's some of these where I don't put a lot of them.
Boys don't fight.
They were good. All right, this one I can't really answer because
you haven't seen the movie.
I've only seen one of them. But who played the better Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. or Benedict Cumberbatch?
Cumberbatch.
Which is it kind of weird that they're both in
Marvel?
Iron Man and Doctor Strange?
Because fucking Marvel owns everything.
That's true. Disney owns everything.
I like Cumberbatch as an actor in general. Not that RDJ isn't great.
Except for
I think I prefer
Strange is the most boring.
Hell, I mean,
character.
Doctor Strange as a character.
It's got more depth to it
himself.
than a lot of people. I think you'd have to give it a chance. I have got a chance.
I did give it a chance.
Cumberbatch is just, I think, as Sherlock is great. But just that series itself is so well written.
I think he's easier to believe. Cumberbatch is. Again, I just prefer Downey Jr.
So you're both going with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, I prefer him.
See, that's the one I'd have to go with because that's the only one I've seen.
And the thing with the Sherlock, it's a BBC show, so it's an English show. So it's another series, but each of the episodes are like an hour and a half long. So they're all like movies, but they're like 3-episode series. So there's quite a bit of content to take in, but I prefer the Cumberbatch. I'm a Cumberbatch.
This one, I pretty much know what Justin's going to say, and you'll have to help me with the pronunciation of her name. But Wonder Woman, Linda Carter or Gal Gadot?
Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
I've seen neither.
You haven't. So I have to go with the TV series from back in the day with Linda Carter. I just think that it was cheesy, and that's what I liked about it.
This one is also a hard one. I do enjoy Gal's performance as far as her ability. I do not think either of them fits for Wonder Woman because neither of them are Amazons.
This is true. I guess
I'm going to say none.
Gal would be closer.
I'm going to say none. Well, I think Carter's taller, isn't she?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Gal,
I'd say Gal looks big.
She looks tall. Yeah, for sure. She doesn't look big. He is looking up. He's good. Nope, he's on his OnlyFans. Get off of there.
Dicks.
Oh, yep. By 1 inch. Gal Gadot's got Linda Carter by 1 inch.
What up, Amazon? And you said you haven't seen either.
Neither, yeah.
Okay. So this will be an interesting one.
Okay.
Who played Willy Wonka better, Gene Wilder or Johnny Depp?
Gene Wilder. Not even a question.
Johnny Depp wasn't Willy Wonka.
He was Charlie in Chocolate, but it was the same fucking character.
It was the little boy growing up.
Who played Willy Wonka better?
Well, Gene Wilder played Willy Wonka. He was the only one who played Willy Wonka.
But it's the
so
same.
did Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Depp played
Charlie.
Willy Wonka.
He played
Johnny
Charlie.
Depp did not play Charlie. Johnny Depp played Willy Wonka.
I always got to correct you on this.
They just changed the name of the movie.
The movie's different, but we're talking about the character of Willy Wonka.
I gotta look this up. Also, I wanted to correct him on that Vic Madison one from the movie thing. It was Vic Madison who got flipped over that rail. Oh, I sent you the video. Yeah, I had to correct.
Thinking our listeners remember that.
Yeah, they got to go back.
Okay, so
I am corrected. He did play Willy Wonka. Well, okay.
Sorry.
What do you mean? Who played it better?
Which one did you like better?
I like both of them for different reasons.
But there's one has to be better than the other to you.
Well,
you can't like them equally.
Well, I can dislike the last ones equally.
I'm with Lonnie, where I think Gene Wilder played it better. I think Johnny Depp was a little too over the top, like he is with all of his characters.
Not all of them.
Okay, anything that he's done after Nightmare on Elm Street.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah,
he wasn't too over.
Good.
He was good in Benny and June as well.
Benny and June was awesome.
Yeah.
But then you've got
From Hell was
good,
like people say, he's still around because he takes all the roles that nobody else wants to do.
Right.
Yeah,
and he does them well.
It's because nobody else can.
I just think that he was a little too over the top.
All right, let me help me out. Let's do a live breakdown so I can figure this one out. So Gene, he had that crazy, more reserved, psychotic stuff. Johnny Depp had more of that twisted, sadistic, like hinges are definitely off and visible. Why would I go one way or the other?
The boat scene.
The boat. Oh, I'm trying to recall. I don't even remember the boat scene that Johnny Depp did.
He didn't.
All right. So then I can't compare it because they both have to do the boat scene to.
Well, and that's the thing is that was such a pivotal moment in the original movie is how Gene Wilder killed the boat scene.
You do realize like there's no like repercussions with what your answer is.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No, this is serious. We need to have this.
This isn't a contest.
It's not a game. It's not a game.
If this is what we judged your movie knowledge off,
yeah. Okay. All right. Because I didn't really care for like the one person playing what was supposed to be like the new Willy or the Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompas, if I've ever had a nightmare, it was because of those damn Oompa Loompas. So for that, I think I would have to go with Gene. I was about to say Hackman. Huh. Wild.
We're all in agreement with that one. Now this one I'll get flack.
About time you guys picked the right one. If you're gonna, is this for us or are you betting on this one too?
Betting?
Yeah.
There's no money involved. This is for fun.
I'm paying myself. Money's in the pot.
You got to pay all your
Pesos.
people on OnlyFans that you support every month. All right, who played? And I left one out because I didn't think it was good. But Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland? I 100% say Tobey Maguire. I love those original first three.
Tom Holland is not Spider-Man. I'll say that up front. Like Tom Holland is not the nerdy, geeky, like, you know, timid, like, oh, you know. Tobey Maguire definitely has that uncomfortableness as a Peter Parker. Wait, who played Spider-Man better or who played Peter Parker better?
Both.
I prefer Tom Holland's
Peter
ability.
I prefer
Peter
Tom
Parker.
Holland's Spider-Man. Tom Holland's.
Peter Parker is Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is Peter Parker.
I can agree with that. I can agree. I just get a lot of flack from people because I have always said that out of all the live action Spider-Man movies, I prefer the first three. And I liked part 3 with Venom, even though I didn't care how they brought Venom into it. But I thought they were great movies. And people are like, you're a fucking idiot. It's like, well, okay, sorry. But
all right, here, get thrown under the bus here again. I prefer Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and I prefer Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I think both Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield had way too much charisma to play Peter Parker.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man movies were shit.
Man, that was just a guy in a suit for the most part. But I mean, I enjoyed his performance of it. I like to separate that from canon, from Spider-Man.
Don't get me wrong, I love Sam Raimi. He's one of my favorite directors. Mixing two of my favorite mediums together, comic movies and horror director, there was just so much overlap that didn't work for me when it came to the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. Some of them were beautiful, but they didn't click for me. I like Andrew Garfield's development as Peter Parker. Like, he might not have been as nerdy as he needed to be, but his development as Peter Parker, I think, clicked all the boxes.
Sally Fields as Aunt May and stuff like that. I thought that was poor casting. Like, she didn't fit that role at all.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about.
Well, that's why I'm not including this other Spider-Man, because those movies don't exist in my mind.
Well, yeah.
These are Jeremy picks.
Now,
this next one, I'm not even going to answer because you know my answer, and I shouldn't have even put it on here. But
Gunnar Hansen.
No. Pennywise, Tim Curry, or Bill Skarsgård?
Pass.
Yeah. I got to go with, I mean, I loved Tim Curry, but
I'm going to go with the CGI one.
The one that's more closer to the actual story. I'm going to
go with the one that's CGI
and
shut the fuck up. Next. All right. James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig, or Sean Connery. Those are the only 3 I'm putting in this one.
I've never seen any of the
new ones are I don't really see him as Daniel Craig as a
take a drink. Oh, that was the other.
That's the other podcast. I don't really see him as like a James Bond.
I honestly
is Daniel Craig the ripped one?
Yeah,
the like small,
the one with the shoulders.
When somebody says James Bond, the reason this is my answer is because this is always the guy I go to.
Sean Connery.
No, Pierce Brosnan.
Drop your panties.
Because I always think of Nintendo 64
Oh yeah, GoldenEye. Okay, yeah. If you're gonna sell me on GoldenEye, Yeah, that was the best.
But that's not what I'm selling it on, but that's who I picture all the time. And I'm like, he is Pierce's James Bond to me. And Sean Connery would be second place. But there's been a lot of people that played James Bond, but these are the top 3, I think. Did you pick who yours was?
Strictly because of GoldenEye, I will go with Pierce Brosnan. Okay, yeah, and because my Talisa Soto was a Bond girl and Pierce Brosnan's. So got to do that one.
All right, so we got 3 left to go, and then a bonus one. Who played the Hulk better? Lou Ferrigno, Eric Bana, Edward Norton, or Mark Ruffalo?
I'd say my favorite one was Edward Norton.
Really?
Yeah.
He's my least favorite.
He was my favorite one.
As far as a Hulk, I didn't really care for his.
He
Hulk.
was the best Bruce Banner.
He was a really good Bruce Banner.
He was the best Bruce Banner. Anyone could be a good Hulk. It's fucking CGI. So that you got to judge on who was the best Bruce Banner.
Eric Bana had the worst.
If that's the case, then we're taking Lou Ferrigno out because he just specifically played the Hulk.
Okay.
The Hulk, yeah.
If you wanted to go just the Hulk, Eric Bana, get that out of here. That was a piece of crap.
So where are we saying just the Hulk or just the?
Let's do.
So 2 of them are CGI. One of them is,
So I guess it's just down to Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo. Because as to their portrayal of both. And I'm going to go with Mark in this one.
Me too.
Well, if we're doing the portrayal of both, Mark Ruffalo was better both of them.
Yeah.
But as for the best Bruce Banner, Norton was by far the best Banner, but Ruffalo was the best Hulk. Okay.
So these next 2 is going to be 2 questions. We're going to start with who played it best and who played it worst. Now, I know for this next one, we're probably all in agreement on who the worst is, but we're going to go with who played Joker best. Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, Jack Nicholson, or Cesar Romero.
For sure, Jared Leto.
That's hard. Nicholson?
It's, my God, yeah.
Can you throw Hamill in there?
Oh. No, because he was just voice.
Yeah.
He was just voice. These are actual portrayals.
Can you throw in David Howard Thornton in there?
No, because that movie didn't really see the light of day.
Okay.
So these are the 5 that you have to choose from.
Yeah, Nicholson's the best.
See, this is a tough one because, I'll toss Caesar out because I didn't watch too much of the original.
That was way too...
so good, though.
It was more campy. I didn't really care for that one.
But
I like my Joker
you gotta
dark.
think, though, he came from a comic book.
Yeah, he did. But I like my dark Joker.
See, Heath Ledger was...
He was a great Joker.
He played it good, but then this new Joker movie came out with Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm like, my God, that's one of my favorite.
I haven't seen that one yet, so
I'm
going to go with Heath right now.
All of the Jokers besides fucking Juggalo Joker was great.
See, I think I'm gonna because Jack Nicholson was
Nicholson,
just fucking. He was incredible.
He was the combination of humorous and serious perfectly.
See, as much as I want to go with Joaquin Phoenix, I think I'm going to have to go with Jack Nicholson for that reason too.
I have to go with Heath Ledger.
He was the perfect Joker in a Tim Burton movie. He knew when to be campy, but he knew when he needed to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
He knew when it was time to get dark. Which to this day, that's still my favorite Batman movies were the Tim Burton ones, the first 2.
Oh yeah.
So he was campy where it needed to be campy,
and it was dark. It was dark when it needed to be dark.
Well, and the thing with Heath Ledger, I mean, I will tell you this: he's up there too. That's what makes this one so difficult because he gave Joker, and he gave him different qualities that nobody else did.
Absolutely, yeah. And Cesar Romero, too. Cesar Romero took a Joker
that was strictly on paper at that point.
And made it entertaining. But all those characters on that show were all campy and fun because that's what they were. They were comic book characters, and they wanted them to be selling because Batman was campy and fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how? Yeah. And then each accompanying Joker from there was tweaked in its own little way.
Yeah.
Worst, Juggalo Joker by far.
We don't even have to do that.
I think with that, because of the character of Joker, he's not. I mean, if you delve more into the legend of what Joker is, he's not just one person. When Batman thinks he's killed Joker, there's possibly 3 Jokers that are all in line. He's here, he's there, he's there, but they're all unhinged in their own way.
Right.
Here's something else I'll say about Heath Ledger's portrayal of Joker. He did such a great job of making this Joker seem like a psycho, that's what basically ended up taking his life from him, was because he was so into this character that whatever meds he was on, he overdosed on, because from what I heard, he like locked himself in a hotel room or something like that for the longest time, and
deprivation, all that.
But it makes you wonder too, had he not had his life taken away or ended his life so suddenly, would he have been in the follow-up one that Bane was in as well?
I don't know.
Well, you don't know until you know. So I think, I mean, that wasn't even on paper until
that's what I'm saying.
Before,
like that, Heath Ledger didn't even make it to the premiere of The Dark Knight, didn't he?
It was during the filming of it.
And it's just like, I just wonder, had he still been around, how much more he would have added to the rest of the movies that they're doing.
Right.
But all right, so the last one before we get to the bonus thing goes right in line. Batman, Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Adam West, Christian Bale, or Ben Affleck.
Batman or Bruce Wayne, or both? Because I mean, I guess they both all played.
Let's start with Bruce Wayne first. Who played?
Again, I don't care for the campy, so I'm going to get rid of Adam West. Keaton was good. I didn't really care for his style of Batman.
Keaton was my favorite Bruce Wayne by far. Keaton was the best Bruce Wayne.
I'm not a big fan of Christian Bale.
He's my favorite.
I think he's got the ability, but he doesn't.
Keaton or
his
Bruce
Bale.
Christian Bale is my favorite Bruce Wayne.
I haven't seen what's his name, the Twilight dude. I haven't seen his portrayal, but it looks amazing.
Who? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Oh, looks so good.
I haven't seen that, but I think I want to pick that one. Otherwise,
I would pick Robert Pattinson 100% for Batman.
I haven't seen it, so he's not on this list.
Oh, he's so good. I watched the trailers today. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I know. That's
so good.
I'm like, that's what Batman is. Like, punish him, man.
Vengeance, yeah.
If
like, what are we having for dinner? Justice.
If I'm going with like the best Batman, I'm going with Michael Keaton. I just thought, like you said, those were my favorite Batman movies.
Yeah.
And
Christian Bale's voice ruins it for me 100%.
Yeah, as Batman.
Where's the drugs?
Yeah.
But I did like, is it Pete Holmes?
Oh, yeah.
Version, like his Batman's. Like, so if it wasn't for Christian Bale, there wouldn't be all those.
True.
I
think Monkey and Apple had an awesome one. It's like, I can't understand words.
Who do you think had the best Batman look? Attire?
Nipples all the way.
I'm going to go with Adam West.
Ooh. Underwear?
What was that? The light blue, the seafoam Batman.
I think Christian Bale had the best Batman.
He did have
very tactical. Yeah,
Bruce.
I liked Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's style was really cool.
Like his was a little
old man
over the top.
Before you introduce the other people,
Bruce Wayne, so he had to be a little bit more beefy.
Oh, I thought you guys had more there. You're both.
And again, since I haven't seen Pattinson's portrayal, the full style, whatever, it might even take the cake too, but I'm just going to reserve.
Okay. So we're going to go on to the bonus thing. And before I do that, I'm going to ask, have you guys seen all the vacation movies? The original Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation.
I'm pretty sure I have.
European.
I'm just not familiar with everything.
Ones.
Don't talk when I'm talking. I will smack you in the mouth.
You.
So I was going to have us rate the
Chevy Chase,
Audrey and Rusty. Yeah, I was like, as a unit in the movies, like not
Vegas Vacation.
So
hands down.
Which is the worst, Audrey and Russ? What's your fourth place, third place, second place, and first place? I'll go first. Fourth place is the Audrey and Russ from European Vacation. Third place would be Vegas Vacation. Second place would be Christmas Vacation. And first place would be the original Vacation. Lonnie, what's yours?
So, seeing that I've never seen European, that'll be fourth.
Okay. Wise choice.
Yeah. Third would be Christmas for worst. Second would be Vacation. And first for me is Vegas.
See, that's the thing with like Vegas. That was the last one they essentially did before they did the remake, which I thought was shit. With what's his face? I can't think of his name right now.
Quaid.
And
no, the guy from the Office, yeah.
And then Applegate. I thought that was the absolute worst thing. But it's crazy because the first two are very raunchy. and even had nudity in it. Christmas Vacation was, we toned it down a little bit. We showed some side boob. Then you get Vegas Vacation, and that is like the PG, watered down, what this world has become today.
Right.
But it was still a good movie. But it was just like, it was like, wow, you guys really toned this down. This is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. First time I seen that movie, I don't know for how many months I walked around going, I want the money. I want the money. The money's mine. I want the money.
I always like Wayne Newton singing it. Like, he has such a weird voice, and he's just like, if you have nothing to do, come back later. I'm going to make pasta. Justin?
Nope.
4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place.
I can't. I haven't seen these since I was like, what, 8 years old?
I don't give a fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Amuse us.
At 1, 2, 3, 4, we're gonna go that way. The only thing I can recall from like any of the vacation movies is like the ski dude with like the double-sided masks. That's pretty much it.
What?
Yeah.
The ski dude with double-sided masks.
Wasn't that like European? Was it? Somebody was skiing and he had like a mask on both sides and he was kind of like talking to himself. And
I don't think you're.
It might be something else. See,
you're definitely not.
Well, I associate with that with a vacation movie, a National Lampoon's Vacation.
European Vacation.
I think the best one out of all of them is the first one. I mean, that one.
See, that was a great movie. Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that
Uncle Buck in.
Their Aunt Edna died, and they fucking put her in a trash bag on the roof of their car. I mean, who the fuck does that?
Pulling a dog behind the car.
And so. All right, so that was my topic. Let's move on to Justin's as his diapers are crinkling over there. I guess we're going to keep talking because he's shoving his mouth full of shit, and it's 10:15 at night.
Oh, he's fasting, dude.
Yeah, fasting.
I start after this.
Eat really fast.
Well, what I wanted to do was,
finish a sentence?
Yeah, I kind of want to do that first, too.
Okay, he's not eating pussy, ladies and gentlemen.
Because it doesn't sound like.
Now, I wanted to peel back the zipper and show you guys how the sausage is made. Or wait, yeah, something like that.
That's a lot of hair. That's where it all went.
I wanted to discuss with you guys some life hacks. The worst life hacks. The thing that really got me is like, you know how you see all these like top 10 videos of all this, and it's like, it's so annoying because it's like nobody is going to use that as a life hack.
I do every day of my life.
Like what? Tell me what's good.
I don't know.
What's good, bro?
Yeah, no, these are pretty much a list of stupid life hacks. So a life hack is pretty much something that is supposed to make something a little bit more efficient or improve things or just have a better way, overall convenience. I don't really consider it a life hack if you have to buy a device or something that's just another thing.
Hey, you leave my pocket pussy out of this.
Yeah, that's not a life hack. That's, it's a life hack if you put like a Ziploc bag in a couch cushion and I don't know.
What the fuck?
That's what you used to
You're
do.
struggling, bro.
But no, like most of the stuff these days are just kind of fluff for views. They're like, they want to fill a video and they put all this stuff in it. And it's like, nobody ever does that. And those videos, like the Russian hacker, do you remember that guy? He was popular for a while.
The Russian, what?
Yeah, the Russian hacker.
There's lots of those.
Not that one. The Russian, like, household hacker or whatever, life hack. He's like, today we're going to show you how to do this. Yeah. He's like,
that's Russian.
In Russia, we're going to. Yeah. But yeah, he had like all these videos where it's like 5 things that you're doing wrong or, things that you've been doing wrong this whole time. It's like, no, that's common sense. I think that's how everybody does it. It's like when you take the toilet paper, the protective paper that you put over the toilet seat, now you have to put this part into it and put it around the seat. And like, that's how everybody does it, I thought. Am I the only one who doesn't do it that way? Or
I've never used a toilet seat cover.
Yeah.
No? That's icky.
I just hover.
I
shit the sink.
I usually wipe it down, put a little soap on a toilet paper, wipe it down, rinse that off, and
you put soap
spray.
Jesus.
Yeah,
How long are you in there for?
As long as it
power
takes.
spray.
I get, yeah.
Where the fuck is there a power washer? Are you talking like at a public restroom?
Yeah. Super soaker. Pump it up.
That was my name in high school.
You ready for the guck?
Yeah. I think when it comes to nowadays, I think there's a lot. There's countless, hundreds of videos about like phone stands. It's like, now you can make this out of a phone stand. Just cut this PVC pipe. It's like, that's not a life hack. That's a project. That's 2 different things.
Project.
Yeah. It's like it's usually just bullshit. It's like a PVC pipe this or a origami this hanger or something. Just clip something up. It's like, why are you struggling so hard just to prop your phone up?
It is a struggle every day.
I mean, if you
I use a bottle usually.
I mean, if you don't have like a case on it or something, and it's just like the smooth texture of the actual phone, yeah, it might slide here and there depending on what platform that you're using it on. But the amount of people that need to put your phone down to a specific position to utilize their phone, it's redonkulous. I don't get it.
I refuse to put one of those pop sockets on the back of my phone.
I had one, and I thought those were kind of interesting. But
no,
I mean, it's not necessarily a life hack. It's just a convenience tool.
Lonnie has one. He just showed me.
It's just to hold it when I'm masturbating.
Yeah.
So I don't drop it on my face.
Oh, you do it? Are you laying down?
Yeah.
That's
try to make a game out of it.
Yeah. I try to shoot a load in my belly button.
Like there's other things.
I try to catch it. I drop my phone quick and I'm like, yeah.
Like there's these other things that I find that people find so fascinating. They're like, oh my God, I never knew that. Like the Chinese boxes, the takeout, carry out. You know, it's like you can undo that and then lay it flat so it's like a plate. Like, that's bullshit. It's more convenient if you eat it like a bowl. My yellow curry is like all over the place now that I flatten it out.
Curry, yucky.
When they make it, especially when you're eating with like chopsticks, because usually when I eat Chinese food, I eat it with, or any sort of Asian food, I eat it with like chopsticks.
We've seen it.
Height. But I mean,
except soup. He sucks eating soup with it.
No, he's actually really good.
I am
at
sucking it.
He sucks it through those wooden chopsticks.
Yeah. There's a straw. There's straw slapsticks. Yeah.
Shoppy.
But not only the Chinese food or the Chinese box, the takeout, carry out things, you know, I'm do it, make a plate out of it. But like the ketchup little containers, those are kind of convenient. But I usually don't need to use a whole.
The what?
How is that?
The ketchup things. You can undo the frills of it to make it like a wider container. Like I can just take one or two. I'm fine with that.
I guess I'm not understanding
the little cups.
Oh, the white paper one. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like upside down chef hats.
I was thinking of the plastic like Dixie cup ones with the lids that they give you for to go. But I gotcha.
What else? So there's also other ones where it's like, now if you want to share your ice cream, you can cut an ice cream, like a pint of ice cream in half and make like a little bowl out of it. It's like a pint of ice cream is already a bowl. It doesn't make, It's like now if you don't eat the whole thing, you have to.
It's going to melt.
Yeah. You know, you drink it out the side or so. You can't store it back. Well, you can try, but you're exposing yourself to freezer burn and all that. But another one that I don't like. You've been peeling bananas all wrong.
You don't even peel them.
You don't know how to peel a banana, right?
Well, I don't peel it.
He rips it in half.
You just
rip it in half and then
eat the damn thing.
suck
You
it.
squeeze it out like a fucking tube of toothpaste.
I can't do
Or a
that.
desperate fat girl trying to get it a dick.
I can't.
Well, they're like, you don't peel it from the stem. You turn it upside down and peel it from the bottom because it's easier to peel that way. It's like, well, it's not the wrong way to do it. It's like I peel it how I used to do it back in the jungle. So you just open it up, you know, empty it out. You put like some berries to it, put a little twig. Or
I don't know how
I didn't know you were.
I really don't know how you do that because I've tried it and I just get like.
Are you getting the brown ones or the yellow ones?
All over my hands and fingers.
Oh, it's so sticky.
I like yellow bananas that are starting to have the brown dots on the outside of it.
You can't do it.
It's like you get 48 hours of the perfect banana.
You do. Not even that.
Yeah.
It's like you have like 48 minutes. I just stare at my bananas.
Bog.
It's really cool. Some of the ones that they show you, I think one of the ones that I really like is the elaborate ways of how you fold clothes. It's like, oh, you just, you know, this line and then
Hey,
it's like, that's really cool.
I was going to say, I did that about 6 months ago. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. But then you want to do all your stuff to like, but when you're folding clothes, I think, and this is probably just me being biased or whatever, but the correct way is.
You like guys too?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the easiest way to fold clothes is have a penis.
No, I mean, you're folding it to the dimension of the drawer or the section or whatever storage that you're putting it in. It's like if you're folding it like that, you still have to fold it again to fit it in like a drawer or so. And the way I
Drawer.
Why are you saying it like that?
Drawer.
Does it hurt when you say it?
Warsher. The warsher.
Don't say that.
Drawer.
I gotta get on my mom all the time about that.
Drawer.
So give me the washcloth. It's not a washcloth.
Drawer.
Here's a life hack. Say wash.
Wash.
It'll save your life, I
I
swear.
want to wash your mouth out with soap.
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
I want to wash the gawk out of your mouth.
Duh.
There's also another one that is very popular, but it has never worked with me. I don't know if it's like the type of spoon where like if you're boiling something and you have to put a spoon over the pot.
Has to be a wooden spoon.
I have a wooden spoon and it still boils over.
Wait, what's that? This one? I don't know.
If you put a wooden spoon over a pot, it won't boil over.
Yeah. So every time like I'm making my castellani, my macaroni, my rote, my giratelli, my girandole, my garnelli, my riccoli, my farfalle, my fiocchi, my mezzori, my
The bubbles will bubble up.
it
to
all
the
just
wood,
boils up.
and it stops.
Yeah, my penne, my lisce, my fusilli, all that.
It's gabagool.
Yeah, my coniglie, regate, my gnocchi, my fisa, my gnocchi, all of that. Sedani regati, tortellini, my rigatoni. I already said that.
We have like 14 conversations going on right now.
I'm trying.
He's giving off like recipes, and we're like, gawk!
These are noodles. These are types of noodles. I should expect you to know what these are.
Penne is my favorite.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
The fat kid in me. You're mentioning all these foods, and my stomach's going.
All right, let's go with food. Let's go with food. All right, so there's like life hacks on how this isn't even a life hack. It's like I don't understand why it's so hard to have a sandwich. So there's people like,
Oh, it's not. You want me to give you a side profile?
No, people have like a sandwich where the bologna or so hangs off the edge. So they're like, we'll just cut it in fours, and then the straight edge will line the bread, and then all the curved edges will go inside. It's like, what's the purpose? It's all going to the same place. Is it going to be that much of a mess that it's hanging way over?
I never knew this was a problem with people.
Depends on what kind of sandwich it is. Depends on how much of a mess it's going to be.
Yeah, that are like the stems and strawberries. So like take a straw and stick it directly through the strawberry, and that way it pops the stem off. It's like, just pick it off. If you eat part of it, it's fine. It's actually healthy.
To eat the stem of a strawberry?
Yeah, it's got nutrients. Oh, the banana peel. You can eat the banana peel.
I was told you'd die.
No, you're thinking of apple seeds.
Oh,
apple seeds are poison.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Then why are they in apple?
It's like, why are her other poison?
I think this is just like turned in from life hacks to like facts about food. Gawk!
There's nutrients in that. There's protein. Gook.
And baby swimmers go.
What?
Yeah.
What if you freeze it?
Then there's potential protein. Are you gonna eat it? Are you saving it for later?
Yes.
Make a meal out of it.
Where's that sound bite?
I always wanted to.
Yes.
I always wanted to invite a whole bunch of people. I think I told you guys this before. Just invite a whole bunch of people over. 4 or 5 people. Make like a dinner for everybody. And then like, how do you guys like it? And then throw like, you can find a recipe for like semen recipes online. Just throw that on the table. I'm not actually gonna make it, but people are gonna be eating something like, did you just
what?
And then put their response on your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
like it took me all week just to.
Why do you got to have recipe book for it?
Build
I
up all
usually
this.
just
It's
add
usually
it
like,
to everything.
I came in your salad.
Yeah.
I didn't come in it, but I had some on my hands and I mixed it around.
I just really like cooking.
So your after meal thing to freshen your breath, you have a Tic Tac. There's supposed to be a life hack where you tip it sideways.
Never works.
Yeah, I don't. This like, if you open it up and there's only one thing right there.
one?
Nobody does that. If 2 fall out, I'm gonna eat it. It doesn't matter.
It's because who eats one fucking Tic Tac?
And what's with the orange ones?
They're so good.
Those are my favorite. They're so good, but it's like nothing is helping my breath.
It's not supposed to.
You got to keep eating.
Those are the ones you eat in bulk.
You want to keep eating it because that's the cocaine activates your brain to make you. It's addiction.
The original ones that were like that minty green colored ones, the mint ones.
Yeah.
Those ones taste so good when you first put them in your mouth, but then they burn the fuck out of your tongue because the mint is so strong. The dark green ones, those ones taste amazing when you first put them in your mouth, and then
after a while,
it's like, nope, once the green's off.
That's crazy. You don't know how many times I've heard that. It was amazing when I first put it in my mouth.
Then it got soft.
And then everything went lip quick.
I got soft and started tickling my
Kind
lip.
of sad.
Started tickling my upper lip.
Tighten up the elastic cord.
Are we still talking about life hacks?
I'm crying.
Yeah, we can We got music to talk about.
Life
You want to just go there?
hacks. No,
Yeah.
let's hear more life hacks.
That's all I have.
Oh.
Everything else was actually
That was
legit.
a-
I
you know,
checked it all out.
I was telling you
terrible
this.
segue.
I was telling you this the other day. One of the best life hacks I ever had, and obviously nowadays with all the different things they have for
Prepare
your
your
cell phones.
lotion and tissue ahead of time.
Yes. No, but it back then we didn't have all these things that you could add onto your phone. But back when I used to travel quite a bit and I would be on planes a lot, which I will never go on a plane ever again, except if one person ever asked me, then I would.
If one person asks you, you'll go.
If a certain person asked me to go on a trip.
I'm a certain person.
Anyways, I liked watching movies on my phone, but I didn't want to always have to hold it. And this is before pop sockets and all these things. So I saw this life hack where you take a clear Ziploc bag.
Oh my God.
You put
This isn't a life hack.
You put your phone in it, you zip it, and then you put a little hole in it, and that little hook that holds your tray up, you hook it on there. So it's just in the baggie right in front of you. You can use your hands to masturbate.
I see all those like commercials and
How is that not a
on the
life
plane.
hack?
You masturbate on the plane?
Well, funny story.
Depends on if you're in first class or not.
So this has to do with our buddy
This
Mike.
is why you don't go on planes anymore.
if you're on Spirit Airlines.
They won't let me
or not.
They won't
masturbate.
no,
There's fucking 9/11, something else they killed. I'm not allowed to jerk off on a plane
about
anymore.
6 years ago, Michael and I went to Las Vegas, and we were on the plane, and I had the aisle seat, and it was a full flight. And I watched one of my favorite movies, House of a Thousand Corpses, and I'm just watching it, and it's the opening credits, and it's just tits galore on that. Like, it's just showing a bunch of ladies with tits. And I just remember I'm in my own world watching it, not even thinking. And I look over at Michael, and he's just staring at me like, dude, what are you doing? The stewardess is right there. The people. Oh, shit. Anyways, that's my story.
Take my cock.
Nice.
Where's that one?
That one.
Eat it.
How is
Doubled
that
up.
you? I don't understand how that voice is. Play it again. Just fans, I'm doing it, and this is Justin saying, eat it.
Eat it.
It's the same voice. It's my voice. I just go down and
So let's
Eat it.
let's go to music. Lonnie, explain this one to us.
Oh, before that, can you do me a favor? Both of you guys. Because I wanted to do I liked your compared thing. Can you both send me pictures of your open throat?
Why show you a picture?
Just curious. Go ahead, Lonnie. I lost a chancla.
Eat it.
Whoops.
All right, Lonnie.
Things just got real bonery.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, if you listen to the show, you know every once in a while we like to do song reviews. Well, we decided to mix things up a little bit tonight, and probably going forward, we decided to put a theme to our song reviews, and we're doing it as our finale tonight, where our theme of the reviews tonight is we're going to do songs from musicians, and so what that means is the songs we're picking tonight are from musicians, and we know we all have musicians we love that are masters of their crafts, who have dedicated their whole entire lives to becoming the best possible musicians they can be, and we respect that. Just like anyone who puts their whole entire life into anything they do, that's amazing. But we also want to celebrate those people who do something extra as well. So tonight we've each picked a couple different songs. We've each picked two tonight from musicians who also do something else. So, for example, musicians who are also actors or writers, directors,
Porn stars,
wrestlers,
porn stars,
OnlyFans actors, porn stars, jerk-off artists, just people who are musicians and something else. And we've went through and we've picked some of our favorite songs. We're going to talk about them a little bit before and after. We'll leave the links to the songs below, like we always do, for you to check out. Like I said, we each picked two tonight. We're going to go through the horn. We'll do one each of us, and then we'll go back through and we'll do one each of us again, and we'll let you know what we think. We'll go ahead and start with Jeremy for the first one.
Woohoo!
Some of these will probably be pretty obvious. Anyone who's listened to us before knows pretty much our preferences. So, Jeremy, no surprise. Who are you going to pick first for us tonight?
This is definitely no surprise, and it's the easy one. I'm going with my man, Rob Zombie.
The main man.
We all know him as from White Zombie, Rob Zombie, musician, but also
a little bit of acting, directing.
He's a more so a director, writer-director, one of my favorite in the horror genre. I think the man gets horror movies. He understands. He knows when, like, he likes the 70s, and he loves writing movies taking place in that time period because it was a different time back then, and you didn't have your cell phones and technology that's utilized in all these new age movies and stuff, which makes them non-believable because it just takes a phone call or going on Facebook Live to solve most of these problems. But anyways, I think the man is great. Yeah, he's written a couple duds, I think, but a lot of his movies lately you have to watch several times in order for it to really take effect. So anyways, I am actually going to play my current favorite Rob Zombie song, which is called Everybody's Fucking in the UFO.
Nice.
So let's take a listen to that and we'll be back.
Get up! Guck!
Yeah, I like, that's my favorite Rob Zombie song currently.
That's so great.
It's it's straight to the point, and who else is going to sing about fucking in UFOs but Rob Zombie?
Probably William Shatner.
Oh, okay.
That's true. I really like the way that he punches that F out. Fucking in the UFO.
he has to ice his lip after that song.
everybody fucking in the UFO.
See, he would just, like, if there's one person I could just have a conversation with, it would be like, there's just so many things I would pick his brain about.
Right.
And he's one of those guys where he's just so straightforward. He doesn't give any F's about what people think. People he's worked with, companies that used to give him money for movies and stuff, like, he doesn't care what he says about them now. He says it like it is. Right. And I love it. But okay, that was my first one.
It was interesting. I like the, he has that metal Billy, what is it? Rockabilly, style.
Hellabilly.
Psychobilly.
Yeah. It's that hillbilly rock metal-ish that, it's not always my first go-to, but since it's Rob Zombie, it's like, I'll support him. Because I love the dude as well. Maybe not, I haven't really.
Would you suck it? No.
I really haven't passed his penis across my lips. Like it's balls to the lips on Jeremy over here. But everybody has a good hobby.
You're just jealous because I'm comfortable with my man.
Oh.
That's my man.
Yeah. Everybody fucking in a UFO. Is a UFO supposed to be a UFO or is it United?
It's a UFO.
Oh, okay. Non-identified
it's
flying
about
object.
Aliens.
Okay, I saw that part.
If you, and I encourage you to watch live versions of that song, he always, every city, he says something different before he does it, and he talks about alien abduction, and that's what he talks about before he leads into that song.
He uses like the robots and the aliens.
Oh yeah, he has this like alien
plays.
thing, this like 20-foot tall thing come out and.
The theatrics that he uses and that he can afford to use in a lot of his stuff. Like being a director, writer, he's a creative artist all around that when he wants to do a show, he wants to give you a show.
Exactly.
I like that.
He's like me, like, yes, we all want money, but he's going to
work for it.
Speak for yourself.
He's going to work for it, and he's going to put a lot of that money he gets back into the production value for the things he's giving.
He's not going to be like Mr. Han from Linkin Park, who just opens up his laptop, press play, and just sits back.
Yeah. Look, I still think of that meme of like people like that, where it's just like shows them like pushing a button. It's like, look, pressed a button or something like that. It's like, yeah, that is all you did.
Did it.
Yeah. And also the music video uses a lot of like the human growth and development videos from
Love them. Yeah, when that popped up, I'm like, I fucking know that.
Although
I don't know why I know that, but I know that.
The one with the burlesque swinging the titties and stuff, that's probably not from school.
I don't think that was on there. If that was in some of those health and development classes, like, we'd feel our feelings.
Right. It's like, okay, girls, leave the room. Boys, what you are feeling right now is boner.
That's it.
So when we watched those, they had the option of like if my dad wanted to come up with the boys, if your
dad's
dad's like, he did,
Look at them tits, bro.
I don't think he did. He didn't for me, I don't believe, but my friend's dad did, and I was always at his house. But I just remember we were all on our best behavior, like, especially my buddy with his dad sitting by him. He was sitting with the most perfect posture and his hands on the desk.
Right, proper.
But we're all like giggling because it's like they said penis. All right, who's going next with their first pick?
Justin, what you got for us today?
Do you want to do the long one or the short one?
Let's do the long one.
Long one?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
my favorite band. So, I mean, you guys know my favorite artist, Mike Patton. I'm not doing Mike Patton. I'm going to wait for that one here because you guys need to be coached into it. You can't handle it. William.
Spit on us first.
William Patrick Corgan, WPC. A lot of people might know him as the frontman, the lead singer to Smashing Pumpkins, also Swan, and even the Billy Corgan band. But he is also noted as a songwriter to a lot of people. Ex to Courtney Love, also wrote quite a bit of songs with Courtney Love in whole. But like 2010, he kind of expressed his love for wrestling. So he's owned 3 or 4 different promotions or federations.
Yeah, he owned TNA.
TNA. I think he's currently no. He's currently NWA. He has ownership of that, and
which is really stepping up. NWA has been good for a while.
Wrestling's on the up and the up.
Thank you, AEW.
Yeah.
But this is a longer song that kind of coincides with, to me, it's a bit of horror-esque. The story it tells, I feel like it's like slowly cutting off your limbs and then you're helpless and you just have to wait for what comes next. It is a longer...
Is it a cover of One by Metallica?
Not so much. I actually don't... Oh, they got like maybe 4 or 5 popular
When you say this
covers.
one's long, how long is it?
It's about 9 minutes, but I'm going to scrub a little bit of the middle part. So we'll probably listen to maybe 6 minutes.
You better scrub a lot of that. 9 minutes is long.
But yeah, so this is going to be from the Machina, or Machina, however you want to pronounce it, album. It's the Glass and the Ghost Children. So we will be right back, listen to this, and give our honest reviews. All right, and we're back. That was Glass and the Ghost Children by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Billy Corgan could sing about anything, and it could really make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. He has that voice.
He does have a very particular voice. I mean, I think a lot of people, it does take a taste. You have to, some people, it just turns right off.
I'm not a fan.
Right.
But he just still he has a storytelling voice.
Right. Early in, I don't think he cared much about his voice, but later, it seems like he's been putting a little bit more emphasis on actually singing.
Like enunciating.
Because he always has that, what was that one dude who did the, what is that comedian? He did
Stephen Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the hell are my car keys? It was just right here.
The thing is, first of all, that song sounded like the type of song you hear when you walk into like a Homer's and they're playing the person's pick or whatever, or a place that sells incense. That's what it reminds me of. But that's the type of music.
Welcome to new reality.
Yeah. That's the type of music that I don't really like. I wouldn't listen to in my car, but it's the type of music that I'd have on in the background very low while I'm writing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's probably been most of my middle school, high school. I forget exactly when this came out, but it was around that time. That song alone really puts me in that mood. It's like I just want to chill. But listening to the lyrics, I was kind of going along with the lyrics. This video right here doesn't necessarily have them, but
which fucked me up. When I looked up and seen what you're doing, I was like, man, the guy who made this video really needs to work on his programming skills. And then I'm like, wait, is that you?
Yeah, I'm controlling it. I'm the one controlling.
I am the programming boy.
Yeah. But Glass and Zero are 2 names. I mean, you're thinking of just glass, just a piece of glass or something like that. But there are 2 names that are used often in a few other songs, like even the song Zero. Yeah, I'm your God, I'm your zero, I'm your face, and your dreams of glass. So he uses those as actual names. And at the very end, where it's as she counted the spiders as they crawled up inside her, just going back and forth. And then I feel like it also kind of has black, do, 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 do. Different tune, different tempo, but kind of cycling back and forth and you just letting it feel you or pull you out.
Right.
But
with that mid song hook break,
right,
where it kind of goes to that almost circus theatrical music break. it definitely does take you out of the song a little bit, but
I feel like it's
not in a completely distracting way.
It's a different, I mean, from the intro to the ending, it's two different things. Like towards the middle, it kind of commits you to the institution.
Right.
So you're like, oh shit.
It's definitely a full ride.
Yeah. And we skipped some things ahead just because we don't want to do a whole, this video says 10 minutes. So yeah, we probably listened to only maybe 6 minutes of it, but yeah. One of my favorites, the creepiness, just like if you can listen to the lyrics and the way that he structures his lyrics, it's just poetry. Like he's one of my favorite songwriters.
Oh, absolutely.
And songs like 1979, like that's a instant hit. Just thinking of stuff like that, just certain words string together, like, wow, that just bounces. And these, like, one more cherry cola to hold up her dead arms. It's like, who would put cherry cola in his song other than cherry cola?
He got paid.
What can I put in here to make the little goth kid go crazy?
Cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke.
Yeah, no, he has a way about him, William Patrick Corgan, that's very... He adds a lot of prose to things, Shakespearean style. Maybe not with all the "cometh as you arth." I mean, there is one song where he uses like the Cupid dialogue. That is but that's my pick. Glass and the Ghost, Children by Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice, good one.
Sir Lonnie, take it away.
I'm going to stick in the same vein, in the wrestling vein. My pick is from Andy Williams. For those who don't know, Andy Williams is the guitar player for a band called Every Time I Die. He is also a professional wrestler named The Butcher. He teams with The Blade in AEW to form the tag team, The Butcher and The Blade. He has been in the Buffalo-based hardcore band Every Time I Die since their inception in the mid to late 90s. And they've been one of my favorite bands, probably my third favorite band all of my life. Absolutely love them. And he's been hurt, hasn't been able to wrestle. That's been his pretty much main focus for quite a while over the last bunch of years. And he's been hurt. So that's given Every Time I Die an opportunity to get in the studio and release a new album. And they just released this new song that I'm going to play for you guys. It is called Post Boredom. Just came out about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I absolutely love it. And I hope you guys do as well. So this is Post Boredom by Every Time I Die. So that was Post Boredom by Every Time I Die, and sponsored by USAA. I love those boys. I learned to actually play a pinch harmonic from Andy Williams in 1999 at the Ranch Bowl way back in the day.
He taught you?
As a little nerdy kid, as like a little 14-year-old kid, I seen him play. He got off stage, and I was like, "How'd you make that sound?" He's like, you use your pick and you hit the string, and then you make the side of your thumb hit the string right afterwards, and then you do a bend, and that's how you make that sound." I'm like, awesome.
He's probably telling that same story, and he's like, "Yeah, there was this one time in Omaha at the Ranch Bowl, this nerdy fucking 14-year-old virgin."
So I was not fat. I was maybe 105 pounds when I was in school. It was stupid, but no, that's
he let you lick it. That's what it was.
He let me lick it. Yeah, nice. No, that was Every Time I Die is one of the. I think I've seen them.
At
least 10 times.
I very much appreciate this song because not just this song, but like what I was hearing, my expectations were something different.
Yeah.
So he has a very similar voice to the lead singer to Volbeat, and I cannot stand Volbeat. Every time they'll like lay on a word or something like that and then tell off to a high end.
Oh,
so it's like,
no.
It's like, stop. That's annoying.
No, like they've really matured. When they first started out, they were
but they didn't do that here. So
good generic. Good generic hardcore metalcore band, and since they've started getting a little bit older, they've really embraced that like southern hardcore style where it's like you can really hear that twanginess in their music now, but they still embrace that good hardcore roots, and I love Every Time I Die so much.
That song took me back to mid 2000s,
Yeah,
late 2000s.
that was
like
us growing up.
Wrestling theme song. Like it felt like a old school wrestling
Like an intro
pay-per-view theme song. And it had a nice beat, had my foot tapping the whole time.
Yeah.
Not what I was expecting. I actually Shazammed it while we were.
How long were they, or how long have they been together?
Oh,
So you were
20 years,
All right.
yeah.
Huh. All right.
20 years. Wow.
You said he's a wrestler?
Yeah, he's the butcher.
Was.
He still is the butcher.
He still is the butcher. He's just not
He's
doing
hurt
much
right
butchering.
now.
So
Yeah. You can see him on AEW
Every Wednesday and Friday night.
Wednesday and Friday, sometimes on Tuesdays.
or if you're within his circle.
Dark.
I got nothing else. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, the song itself, guitar riffs, pretty good. It seems very generic in a sense. I like it. It's kind of up my alley as far as like the stuff that I would listen to. The message of the song itself, it seems very, well, I don't know if you want to say self-hatred, but like self-fuckery, but he doesn't care. Or I can't tell if it is an apology or if it's like, I'm sorry, but this is the way I am.
Yeah. And if you watch the actual music video itself, there's about 2 minutes in the beginning of them being bored and living their lives. Like the singer is getting a massage. One of the guitar players works at a vape shop. The other one works at a music store. The drummer's buying stuff. The bass player is the masseuse at the massage parlor. It's just like them living their boring lives. And then it goes into the song, and it's a fun concept. They've always had fun music videos, and it really, kind of paints a picture of their lives. So it's a good one. I was excited to see new music, excited that they're still pushing hard and making hard music. So liked it.
So hard.
So hard. So stiff.
Yeah.
Right in the pocket. All right, number 2, what you got there, Jeremy?
All right, for my next one, I mean, you guys went like super like meaning to your songs and stuff like that. My first one was everybody's fucking in the UFO. This one's not going to be anything that's got meaning to it at all. I just think it's kind of crazy. The person that's singing the song is actually singing this song.
Is he a murderer?
I've heard it like a million times, and I still can't hear the person that's supposedly singing it. Although I have watched live versions of it, but it seems like they're lip syncing now.
Did you say Wheatus?
Vetus.
So
Vetus.
You guys,
is this Wheatus? That's a dude. That's not a chick. That's
you guys know that the 80s are one of my favorite time periods. I think that's had the best horror movies, especially slasher movies. I think that's got some of the best music is from the 80s.
If you haven't watched, speaking of 80s horror movies, you should really check out our Neon Maniacs movie review.
Yes. See, that's why I did that.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Let me ruin your evening.
But no, this song is straight to the point. It's just an upbeat song, which we're going on. Of course, it's 11:11 right now, right when I looked at the clock.
It's 11:13.
Well, not on my computer. Exactly. So the song that I'm choosing for my second and last one is a song from the 80s. Very upbeat. A lot of people dance to it. It's called... Hold on, he's got a smile on his face. It's called Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy.
Oh, hell yes!
All right, that was Eddie Murphy and Party All the Time.
Literally all the time.
That was, every one of us was dancing here. And
You can't sit still.
You can't not dance during party all the time.
we all just were doing our Eddie Murphy impression, and this is mine. I was like, I was just in the hall, and I was
walking. Or what's his name? What's that one comedian?
donkey.
You sound like gold.
I'm making waffles.
What's it? Cat Gold.
Yeah. You know what, funny thing about him,
He is an amazing director.
he was the very first person to christen my wrestling ring that I bought. When we bought the wrestling ring
Bobcat
for now,
Goldway?
yes,
Or Eddie Murphy.
Bobcat.
Party all the time.
I let this group that was company called Lucha Libre and Laughs.
Nice.
They were at the Slowdown, which is where we were going to have our First Now show. And he had gotten in contact, said, hey, can we borrow your ring? I said, yeah. So that was our first show. And the very first person to step foot in that ring was Bobcat, because he was the opening comedian for it. And I was just like, who else can fucking say that Bobcat was in their wrestling ring for the first time.
I'm just going to in the ring right now. I wasn't going to wrestling.
Just gonna get in.
You sound like that one comedian that was hit by a bait. He was on America's Got Talent.
Oh, truly. Don't put it up with that. Come on.
Anyway, so Eddie Murphy obviously is known for his acting.
Yeah,
and
even some of his stand-ups, he's got some chops that he, in that movie.
he's-
What is that movie?
Dr. Doolittle.
Nope.
Big Mama's House. No, that was Martin
Coming
Lawrence.
to America.
Nutty Professor.
Nope.
Flubber.
That was
Dreamgirls. He was had an awesome one in Dreamgirls.
Is that where this song came from?
Nope. This was like 20 years before.
Oh, okay. No,
That's not it.
Is that Cleo?
Oh, listen to Aunt Cleo.
USAA. So
Again, sponsored. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I was also gonna do what the fuck is that?
That's his song.
I was also going to pick Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hell of a musician.
He is. I mean, his singing sounds just like his talking, but like he does Under the Boardwalk and a couple other well-known.
What's that
songs.
one where he's in a bar and he's just like cleaning up the bar?
Yeah, I don't know, but
That's his day job.
oh, he does Save the Last Dance for Me, and it's just basically him sitting in a chair and the camera just panning around him.
Respect yourself. I
Yeah.
think Alanis Morissette was in. I could have sworn Alanis Morissette
What?
was in.
I'm telling you, man, the 80s were the time because look, this is garbage quality, but
Okay.
well,
I'll stop it there.
so that's gonna.
That
be
wasn't a
Justin's.
pick.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to Justin's. This one's only 44 minutes long.
This one's like 2 minutes. It's a fast one. I could actually like play this one on air, but I'm not going to. Well, you'll catch it in the links below. But this one is about a person who, he has a podcast as well, does a little acting.
Oh fuck! God damn it!
This one is going to be one of my songs. So
Lonnie is baffled right now.
actually, we haven't really even talked about the Eddie Murphy song. Like, I mean, it's Party All the Time. I kind of like.
There's not much to say about
he
it.
was talking about like his
He's really
chica.
excited.
There's
She likes
no-
to party.
There's no meaning.
Literally
What are you
all the
talking
time.
about?
Let's get through this because you said we're going to listen to one of your songs.
It's, his girl goes out and he doesn't come home to him, and he's like, bitch, you crazy.
Wants to party all the time.
So this one is my
Party. I thought it was potty.
That's what I heard too. He's like, party.
I was potty in the hole, eh?
So, anyways, this actually kind of segues off of Eddie
You
Murphy's.
just have a Tourette's twitch there.
I was nodding,
That's what his music does to him.
segueing off of Eddie Murphy's last song here, "Party All the Time." So this one is called "Corrupted Imitation." All right, boys, let's have it.
You are the Do you need a hug?
Yeah,
So 100%, I had said,
Your beats are good.
yeah.
they're okay. I was totally off I didn't know anything about like mastering. This is something I've made. I uploaded this
You don't
2011.
say.
So this is over 10 years old.
This was after we shot The Shadow's Edge.
Yeah, give or take.
Why did I let you in? No, I mean, it's like I said, it reminded me of Jeff Hardy when he was like
Modest
especially
to the top.
in TNA and stuff like that.
Modest at the top.
But it also the voice sounded like Marilyn Manson at times too. I thought
Right. So I could see this being played at like
a strip club.
like a super trendy like European dance club
Like
with
in
like a really slow strobe.
Like in the movie Hostel or something like that.
Like yeah, where they're like dancing in leather and it's like dun, 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 dun,
Everybody's
dun,
on-
dun, where everyone's like you're not hip enough if you don't like this.
Everyone's on ecstasy there.
Well, thanks, guys.
No, I
No,
mean,
it's-
trust me, I've made music that sounds much worse.
Yeah, no, I actually don't think most of
yeah.
this stuff is good. It's something that I've completed, so I'm kind of at least proud of like putting something out there.
Yeah.
So I by no means do I want to have like a music career. It's just more of a hobby for me.
How many views does it have?
All of them. Let's see. Oh shit. Oh shit. I haven't even looked at the view count. It only has 36 views. It's probably all me.
Hey,
This came
it's
out
more than our first
in
podcast.
2011, so every other month he checks it.
No, I
Don't.
So it was
hey,
like a poem. Like when I started getting into like music composition and all that, like starting things from scratch, creating some sort of like instrument, plugging in like synth pads and all this and drum machines and making a little arrangement. Like I did not master this. My sound, I guess, was all like, I don't know how to EQ or compress or do all this.
This wasn't recorded at a professional studio.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
Going.
But yeah, no, so I wrote the lyrics, which was a poem, and then I just decided to take like certain poems and just make them into songs. So I have some other stuff that are worse.
Who was the lucky lady you wrote it for?
2011.
Not so lucky.
It has to be before my wife.
This was after The Shadow's Edge, so
this is kind of like coincides with Eddie Murphy's like, hey, bitch, you going out partying all the time and you ain't coming home here. So, and this is like
My girl wants to.
That party all the time wasn't a happy song. It's about him being alone, man. Corrupted imitation.
To cry all the time. Cry
what did you go by?
Cry all the time.
Me?
What was your... You didn't go by Justin.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I had like back in MySpace days, because I had my actual profile, I had like a MySpace music profile as well. And what did I do? Like J. Michael or Tarzan 696 or something like that. But I always just put my name, Justin Milani. So, yeah.
Tarzan 696.
I grew up with Tarzan, and 6 was my lucky number, and 6 is usually taken, so I just put 96. Because 69 is like the Cancer. I'm a Cancer. 69 sideways, 69. That's a symbol for a Cancer. And then 6. And plus 69 is cool too. Have you ever done a 69? Have you ever done a 69 with me?
That's like... No.
No?
That's like you're working on your day off. Did you get that? It took you a second to get...
Never had it put that way.
Oh, no.
And I've had it put it a lot of ways.
All right. Well, no, that wasn't bad, like, honestly. And like you said, you completed something, and most people can't do that. I couldn't write a song with all the instruments and lyrics. No, can never happen. So kudos to you.
Spanx, I think. Lonnie.
Yeah, I'm still processing. So yeah, we've went over some fun bands tonight.
Wait, did you do two?
No, I've only done one.
He's leading into
I'm
his
leading in. Right. So we've covered Eddie Murphy and Rob Zombie, and we've covered Justin. We've covered that.
The Nice Tits.
We've covered Nice Tits.
Which is also like Great Melons, which is also Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be nice
covered
tits.
With the gawk.
Covered in the gawk. And so for my last choice, I've covered my number 3 favorite band. So now I'm going to cover my number 1 favorite band. Or really just my number 1 singer, really. I'm going to go with Davey Havok. Davey Havok, he's not only a singer, he's also an actor. He's also a writer who's wrote and released 2 books. He's acted in quite a few different movies.
You can also tune back to one of our previous podcasts. You can get all his accolades.
All his accolades when we fought, and I lost, but just because he's done a lot of shit. But the song I'm actually going to...
We're not saying that he was... Well, since mine won, I'm not saying mine was better than yours. I'm just saying mine was different from yours,
right,
in a way that's better.
Fair enough. But the song I'm going to choose to play is actually from a musical he was in, and he was playing the devil. And I don't think anyone else could play a better devil than Davey Havok.
Grohl?
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl. Wow. Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl. No.
He'd make a good devil.
He did play.
He was a good devil in Tenacious D's.
But I'm going to choose play for you tonight for my last track and the last song for the evening. We're going to listen to Davey Havok singing Misconceptions of Hell from the musical Rock and Roll Theater, written by Tim Timebomb. So this is it. Well, that was Misconceptions of Hell from Rock and Roll Theater.
Quite interesting.
Sang by Davey Havok and Lars Fredriksson.
It's good to know that you have some things to look forward to.
Right, yeah.
There's so many. It's very catchy.
It is.
It reminds me of Grease or something like that.
It's fun. If you've
Seems
never...
like it's the inspiration and, in a sense, one of the inspirations, I guess.
Right. And, you know, it's a musical written by a bunch of punk rock guys. It's silly fun. It's only about half an hour. Yeah. It's just one of those fun watches. If you've never seen it, it's fun.
Is it an actual, was it like a touring like play or something like that?
Yeah.
Musical?
Mm-hmm.
And it was only a half hour long?
No, the video's only half an hour long.
Oh, gotcha.
The recording is.
Okay.
So they just like fine-tuned a lot of the stuff and cut out the fluff and
cut out a lot of fluff and recorded it. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. There's not really much Davey Havoc that I don't like. Is the earlier punkier stuff, like it had to grow on me. Like
Very proud of you and Answer That and Stay Fashionable.
All that.
Yeah.
Some of those were immediate, like right on, but after, some of them just took a while to grow on. It's like, Some of them, it's like, I don't really care if I, like Sing the Sorrow, all that kind of like came after like the first, 2-3 albums. I kind of like really jumped on board.
Yeah. And AFI is definitely one of those bands that they definitely change with every single album. And it took about 4 or 5 albums for them to really
they revamped their whole style
into that groove. But yeah, now every album, and even their last album, Bodies, is a completely different change. So many good tracks on their new album. I really didn't care much for the Blood album.
I think that one's in my car right now.
But Davey has a band called Extremist, which is extremely great. I love it. He's in Dream Car.
I prefer Black Audio.
Black Audio's fun. I think other than AFI, Extremist is my favorite. Dream Car's a lot of fun, though. Dream Car is Davey and No Doubt. He replaced Gwen Stefani.
Just as hot, right?
So much hotter. But they're a lot of fun. Definitely really poppy. If you like that poppy style, it's a lot of fun. His books are fun. One of them's really good, and one of them's okay. He was in Live Freaky, Die Freaky, which was Billy Joe Armstrong's claymation movie about Charles Manson.
That sounds fun.
It does.
It's actually pretty.
It should be on the Disney Channel.
Charming.
Oh, yeah, there's a full rundown of all of his stuff in an earlier episode, which I would definitely recommend you guys check that one out. That was also a fun one. But I think that's all we got. Yeah,
but there's so many other great musicians who are also others, like Fred Armisen. He's amazing.
We should do another round of these down the road. Definitely.
Next episode.
William Shatner.
Yeah.
I'm a rocket man.
Rocket man.
Well,
the Hoff.
That was an interesting episode. Started out sad with the sad news. And
we had to get it out of the way.
Yeah, which I was kind of looking at more stuff about that. And it seems like she had an Instagram live video that she'd put out where she was acting weird and had a gun in her hand and was very nervous, talking about the bumps and stuff to the head, and that the only way it gets diagnosed is after you're dead or something. So it sounds pretty interesting, pretty sad. So
for those who are questioning, 1-800-SUICIDE. That
yes,
fill it in.
But anyways, no, that was episode 31. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our movie review podcast, where we will be reviewing the 1987 movie The Gate, which is my pick, a horror movie. So
enjoy spooky season.
Yes. So yes, we're the spooky season is approaching us. It's almost here. By the time you listen to this, I'm going to be dead tired from working my 2 Halloween jobs. But that's what I do.
Justin doesn't know this, but I'm going to try to sneak him into some haunted houses with a camera this year.
Yes, I'm going to try to be your hookup for that. So,
I'll holla if I need you.
All right. So, fellas, it was fun as always. I enjoy our time together. Listeners, we enjoy you. We appreciate you. Please help spread the word on the Boundless PodTrap. And Lonnie, you have to give the plug for
Zazzle.com. Buy our shit.
For those who haven't heard listened into on the music, there'll be leaks coming in the next few days. So
you gotta buy our shit so we can afford more disgusting, satty CBD soda.
Because you won't do our OnlyFans.
Because you won't go to our OnlyFans and watch us jerk off with masks on.
You give foot jobs.
Or you will.
Give me the good. All right, everybody, have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. We hope you enjoy it, and we will talk to you next time.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Join us next time for more absurdity that only the guys from the Boundless PodTrap can bring you.